What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today. It is worth about 1.2 cents at the time of making this video. Moved up a little bit yesterday, didn't it? Let's see. It had a nice, yeah, dude, that's a nice day, 25% up. I suspect that that could have been the ignition to the next move. I do want to say with some hesitation, though, I only suspect it because OnyxCoin likes to tease us. It is a natural-born tease. It's very good at it, and yesterday did not provide a whole lot of volume. While it was still pretty significant volume, it wasn't anything that would lead me to believe that we're in the midst of a breakout yet. I want to look at the 4-hour time frame. That's not bad. I gotta say, that's not bad. I actually like that. I'm a little bit more, looking at the 4-hour, I'm a little bit more under the impression that we could be moving higher. And I want to talk about that, okay? So now that we've got the idea that maybe we could go higher, maybe this isn't a fake out, and of course it could be. We could be consolidating. It's possible. We'll go over that too. But if we do move higher from here, and if we don't, it's okay. But if we do, I'm assuming the next target area would be the golden ratio, right? From a high to a low. Oh, wait, no, we're already at the golden ratio. Okay, well, good. Well, then the next target ratio, for some reason, I thought we were down lower. I don't know what I got confused with, man, but here we are. I bet we go to the 786, 886, right? We're already at the golden ratio. We already hit our target. We've been consolidating here for the past few days, almost a week now. Our next target, by definition of the golden ratio, whenever you hit the golden ratio and you pull back to the 0.5 and you find support, the next target area is the 786 to the 886. So that would be anywhere from 3.6 to 6 cents, my friends. 3.6 to 6. And here's the thing. This is what I've been measuring off of, and this chart seems to be pretty well respected, right? You hit the 236, you kind of closed around there, you tipped to the 382, kind of, you found support at the 236 here, you even tipped the 618. It all seems to be pretty well respected, but to be completely fair, XCN USD, if we look at the all-time history, this is the true all-time high. And with that in mind, maybe XCN doesn't go all the way up to 6 cents. Maybe it doesn't go all the way up to the 786, 886 zone. Maybe it hasn't interacted with its golden ratio yet, and that's where it finds resistance. You know, that could be the case, and that's at 2.1 to 3.2 cents. If we go back to the other chart and we look at the fibs there, 2.1 to 3.2, why won't it? Where's the fibs? There we go. No? What the heck? Did I just not have it? All right, whatever. 3.1. If I take the high to low here, 786 is at 3.6. So again, that 786, based off of this, the next target area would be the 786 to the 886, which is at 3.6 cents at a minimum. If we use the all-time history chart from a high to a low, it gives us different targets. Our golden ratio is at 2.1 to 3.2 cents. 3.2 is pretty close to 3.6 cents. Okay, but the reason why I don't think we stop there, even if this is the all-time history data right here, and this would be a better fib to kind of base it off of, being that it is the all-time history, it doesn't seem that we're respecting it too much, right? It doesn't look like as much respect on this fib as it was on the other one, and that could be because XCN in the beginning days was on less relevant exchanges. Maybe it matters more now with Coinbase's history. Even though it's not the true all-time history, this was whenever it was truly on an exchange that quote-unquote matters. So maybe that's why these fibs seem to matter more. I don't know, right? I'm just painting up some ideas here of why we could expect prices that are as high as 6 cents, or why those expectations could be met short, okay, so that we're not hurt. But in that list of expectations to be met short here on this true all-time history chart, if we were to stop at the golden ratio area, which is a very common thing to do, I want to look this way. I want to look to the left and show you that there's nothing here to stop us. There's nothing here to stop us at all, right? It doesn't make sense. You look at it from a price perspective, why would we stop there? We stopped here because that's where we stopped before on our way down, right? That's kind of how it happens, right? Just like here, you go up, you come down, you find support here, and then you go up again. Whenever you crash down, where'd you find support? Basically right where you found support again, you know? The price action serves as a historical kind of checkpoint system, a path, if you will. It doesn't mean you have to stop at every single checkpoint, and it doesn't mean you can't stop in the middle. It just likely means that if we are to stop here, it's not going to be a significant stop. It's not going to be anything that's going to promote a significant amount of consolidation. It would be more or less like this stop that we've had here, where if you're looking at it on a week-to-week basis, you wouldn't even think that we've stopped. And that makes sense to me. I want to wrap this all up with a theory that I've had and I've continued to have, and I say it on basically every XCN video. I theorize that there could be some exchange buying going on right now. XCN is not listed on Binance. It's the only exchange. You look here, it's the only exchange it's not listed on, right? And I think they might be getting listed on Binance. The biggest exchange in the world for crypto, that tends to pump things pretty hard. And if it's not getting listed on Binance, that's cool. We're pumping for another reason, whatever. The Binance thing can be used for another bullish kind of situation in the future. But very likely, if we just look, we take away the fibs as a whole, okay, and we identify price action. Okay, here was a stopping point, right? Support, resistance, support, support, resistance right there. Here was a somewhat of a stopping point here, right? Here was a stopping point there as well from a low point. I want to take the close though, because that was early days. That might be low liquidity kind of madness. And then the next point that we have, I suppose, could have been this low. And then after that, it's all the way here. It's a non-stop track in between there, right? You see all these lines, you see that big gap, that's because there's nothing going on there. So in between where our high is here, where we are relatively speaking, when we get above this, likely from a price perspective, the minimum target would be 3.8 cents or anything up in this zone, right? 3.8 cents to 6 cents definitely has, you know, there's a lot of barriers there, right? There's 3 lines just in that 3.8 cents to 6 cent area. And then if we go to XCN on the Coinbase chart, on the other chart now, and we look at that high to low there, and I delete all the ugly squigglies, your 786 to 886 area is at 3.6 to 6 cents. 3.6 to 6 cents, and then XCN USD on here, it's at 3.8 cents is the minimum. I don't know, at least there, if not 4.7. I certainly expect XCN to do some immaculate things. We're at 1.2 cents now. To move up to 3.8, I think is the true minimum target that we should derive is 3.8, honestly, based off price action. 3.8 cents from here would be about a 3x, and that outperforms the market, right? And this thing is just so bullish. That's just getting started, man. Whenever it does see new all-time highs, whenever we do get to new all-time highs, 42 cents is inevitable. It's inevitable, guys. 42 cents is basically inevitable at this point. 86 cents, $2.42. All of those targets, they're very much on the table, and we'll end it on that note. Okay, here I'm gonna look at XCN real quick. We're gonna come up with the market cap, what that would mean. It's at a $407 million market cap. I love it. I love seeing it this high, man. I bought it below 100 million. I don't know about you guys. I think there's probably a good bit of you who bought below 100 million. I love that. Shout out in the comments. Let it be known in the comments if you snagged this thing below $100 million market cap. I want to know, all right? Because I know I posted a video about this thing doing 1,000x back whenever it was below $100 million. I want to know how many people got on that train back then. Who's riding that 1,000x potential? And then now in this video as well, you're also about to find out if you're riding the 100x potential train, because I very much think that it's possible. A move all the way up to here, that is approximately about a 200x, okay? You look at OnyxCoin, you see its market cap. First off, you see its existence. It did come about in the last cycle. It existed at the very ass end of the bull market, maybe I should say the very beginning of the bear market. So it has had a full bear market, hasn't had a full bull market. I would say that's not long enough to deserve a market cap that's worth $100 billion. So already, I would think you will not see a market cap of $100 billion. Anything around there, you know, 90 billion, even 80 billion, I think it starts to get unlikely. So let's settle on something that's $80 billion or less to make sense out of, okay? If we're going to do this, which is almost a 200x, it's technically 190x. That would be 190x. So it's just less than 200. Let's do a 200x on this. 407, well, times 10 would be 4 billion. Times 100 would be 40 billion. Times 200 would be 80. It would be 80.78 billion, right? 80 billion, 780 million, something like that. So 80 billion, again, I was saying from 100 billion to 80 billion, it's kind of that less likely range, but 80 is on that doable side. It's on that lesser probable side. It's just getting into that realm of lesser probabilities, but it's not impossible for a coin like this to hit $80 billion. Now, I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying it's not impossible. And what's cool about this, too, is that 80 billion is a 200x essentially from here. You don't actually need a 200x to hit this $2.42 target. You don't actually need a 200x to do that. So it's possible. Don't get too excited now, guys. Okay, I can already, I don't even know what to say here, man. I can hear people salivating out there at the thought of seeing 190x and this thing already pumped up more, and it's going to pump up, probably outperforming the rest of the market on this next move throughout the month of February. But that's not promised. That's not promised. So let's dial it back a notch. Now let's look at the minimum target. The minimum target, the true minimum target, is 42 cents. That's a 32x. From the current price, it's a 32x, okay? And I know, man, going from 200x all the way down to a measly 32x, it doesn't seem like much, but that's your minimum. Dude, that's like double what the average expectation is for the average coin is. So that's remarkable. We really have a winner here with XCN, you guys. I think it's going to do phenomenal. I talked about it here and there periodically throughout this whole time. I wasn't sure how it would react, and there was a lot of time. People were asking, why don't you talk about XCN? I was saying, I want to see, it's boring. Why would I talk about it day in and day out like I am now whenever it's boring? But now it's being exciting. There's stuff that's worth talking about day in and day out, right? And there's more concerns, right? Anything could change at any given moment. We're up a lot right now. We're in a rather quote-unquote vulnerable position. We could drop back to prices below 1 cent any given day. It could happen. This thing is volatile. Don't expect the upside to just be the only possibility. The downside could happen, and even if it does happen, we're still going to move up. That's how bullish this thing is. But down here, I did say several times that before we start talking about new all-time highs, and we talked about new all-time highs, but I wasn't so sure if it would happen or if it wouldn't happen. I was still considering the 886 could be the possible high for the cycle. I was saying I wanted to see how it reacted with this breakout. I wanted to see how it acted. If it acted similar to this, we might not see new all-time highs. We got the biggest move we've ever seen with the most volume we've ever seen. Yeah, no, this thing's going to new all-time highs, guys. There's no doubt in my head you're going to, from the current price, see a over 30x. So if that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe, and get into some OnyxCoin. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but it won't be here forever. I think buying this thing below, if you're buying it below 1.5 cents, you're winning. And that might sound wrong. That might sound wrong to some people because you might be out there thinking, hey, I bought it 1.5 cents. Hey, I bought it 1.3, 1.4 cents, and I'm in the red. What do you mean that's a great price? I'm telling you, man, it's a great price. It might not feel like it right now because you're not in the green, but just wait, hush yourself, calm your emotions, give it a day, give it a week. This thing's on its way. And actually, I said I was going to end the video on that note, but I want to look at the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour looks very bullish. I like the volume. I like the consolidation that you're having afterwards. I like that you moved up while the rest of the market moved down. I like everything about it. I did say also, whenever we were starting to break this, right, this consolidation phase back here, I did say while it could look like we're breaking out of this, perhaps we could be in some kind of larger consolidation phase afterwards. So maybe we are. Maybe we come back down to prices again that are below a cent. Do not fret. If we go below a cent, you guys, if you're itching to buy it at the price right now at 1.27 cents, you should be salivating at anything below a cent. I'm telling you, it's not going to be bad if it drops. And if it goes any lower than that, I'm going to sell your house for you and buy this thing. But I got nothing else to say, guys. None of it's financial advice, even with the rhetoric, even with all that being said, right? I don't know the future. Nobody knows the future. Anything could happen. You should never put in more money than you are okay with, risking. But if for all intents and purposes, I myself, this coin has become, because of the recent move, has become one of my top 3 holds. Okay, this is one of my biggest bags personally. So just to let you know where my head's at as far as the potential for what this thing might deserve, as far as risk goes. I'm not saying it should be in your top 3. I'm just saying, if you wanted to put a little bit more money into something like this, even though it is a lower cap coin, it might be one of the quote-unquote safer plays. You never know, right? But anyways, guys, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.